Welcome, curious minds, to another deep dive. Today we're taking a fascinating journey to a city often affectionately known as Ahmedabad. It's a place where, well, deep history and rapid modern development don't just coexist, they seem to really thrive side by side. Our mission, you could say, is to navigate through our sources and try to uncover how this unique Indian city manages it. How it's both this beacon of ancient heritage and at the same time a hub of modern innovation. What's the secret? Let's start peeling back the layers.
It is fascinating, isn't it, how Ahmedabad immediately presents itself as a city of, well, contrasts. Right from its core identity, the material we looked at highlights it as Gujarat's largest city, and it's strategically situated on the banks of the Sabarmati River. And that location, as our sources point out, seems to have been key throughout its very long history, made it a natural hub.
It really does. And what's particularly striking, I think, is its historical foundation. We're talking way back, established in 1411 by Sultan Ahmed Shah. So roots deep in the early 15th century. Yet today, it proudly holds the unique status of a UNESCO World Heritage City. That's quite something.
It is a compelling blend of history, culture, and trade, for sure. But what our sources suggest is truly remarkable is how Ahmedabad seems to actively leverage that history, perhaps that foundational entrepreneurial spirit. It seems to fuel its modern progress rather than, seeing the past as some kind of constraint.
That's a great point. Like the traditional pole housing system, some sources mention that. It isn't just preserved like a museum piece. It's described as a living example of community-centric urban planning, which kind of surprisingly offers lessons for modern sustainable living, doesn't it?
That's exactly it. The active integration of history into its present, which naturally raises the question of how a city maintains that balance. But before we get too deep into its contemporary side, we absolutely have to talk about Ahmedabad's profound connection to Mahatma Gandhi. I mean, thinking about India's independence, this city was really foundational.
Yes. And this is where you really feel the profound historical weight of Ahmedabad. The Sabarmati ashram, right there on the riverbank. It's described in our sources as the place where Bapu Gandhi exemplified truth and nonviolence. It really was, and continues to be, an ongoing source of inspiration. And it's striking how deeply those principles seem to resonate within the city's character still.
Indeed. And it wasn't just a place for philosophical reflection, was it? It was a launch pad for monumental change. The research details the historic Dandi March, the Salt March, which kicked off from the ashram in 1930. This wasn't just a protest, it was, well, a momentous movement, hugely instrumental in challenging and ultimately, shaking the very foundations of the British Empire.
Right. So the question then becomes, how does a city carry that kind of powerful, transformative historical weight and also manage to thrive economically, innovatively in the modern world?
That really is the million-dollar question. And what we've gathered from the sources is that Ahmedabad hasn't just carried it, it seems to have leveraged it. Arguably, that spirit of self-reliance, maybe innovation too, from Gandhi's movements. Perhaps it laid some groundwork for its modern entrepreneurial drive.
That makes sense. Because the city today is a leader in innovation. It's a real testament to that enduring spirit. You see its undeniable role in India's growth story. Our sources talk about thriving tech parks, dynamic startup hubs, significant economic zones, all emerging rapidly.
And somehow, amidst all that innovation and economic energy, it still holds on to its unique cultural flavor. The sources suggest this isn't a city that, sacrificed its soul for progress. Think about its vibrant culinary scene, like the famous Gujarati thali. That remains absolutely essential to its identity.
Oh, absolutely. A whole experience on a plate, right? Imagine that single platter just brimming with all these distinct flavors. Sweet, sour, salty, spicy little bowls everywhere. It's meant to give you a comprehensive taste of the region.
A culinary journey, exactly. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? How does a city balance such rapid economic, technological growth with preserving this incredibly rich heritage? It really seems like Ahmedabad has found a way to weave the two together somehow.
So for you, our listener, if you were planning a visit or just curious, our sources highlight certain experiences, things that really exemplify this unique blend and are, described as must not miss.
First on that list, naturally, has to be the Sabarmati ashram, explicitly noted as Bapu's home. It's more than just history. It feels foundational for understanding the city's soul,
Definitely. Then there's Dalash Stepwell, or Adalash Kivav. The sources call it an amazing stepwell, a true marvel of architecture.
And it wasn't just beautiful, right? It served a crucial purpose water source, a cool place to gather centuries ago. You imagine descending those 5 stories deep into the earth with all those incredibly intricate carvings telling stories. It's that blend of utility and artistry again.
Fascinating. And for something maybe a bit more recreational, Kenkeria Lake gets mentioned. Highlighted as perfect for family time, represents the city's vibrant community life, sort of a modern urban oasis.
Right. And then for that blend of the spiritual and the, well, spectacular, there's the Akshardham Temple. Mentioned as a fusion of spirituality and architecture, it's a contemporary marvel, apparently draws millions.
And one more, which sounds incredibly vivid, the Manjir Patang Utsav, the International Kite Festival. The material paints this picture where the sky becomes colorful. Just imagine that.
Yeah, an annual event that seems to capture the joyous spirit of the city, a real spectacle of community and vibrant energy. We invite you, just try to imagine yourself in these places, experiencing that incredible diversity Ahmedabad offers.
So pulling it all together, what does this all mean for Ahmedabad? It seems to be a city that truly cherishes its past while at the same time actively building its future. Our sources keep coming back to this intriguing paradox at its core. It's described as a place where Gandhi's simplicity meets something like Mumbai's midnight energy.
Exactly, that Mumbai energy implying not just activity, but maybe that restless, innovative, entrepreneurial spirit that keeps the city buzzing, always moving forward.
Right. So maybe the next time you encounter a delicious Gujarati dokla, that light, steamed savory cake.
Oh yeah, often for breakfast, right? Or hear the vibrant, rhythmic tunes of Garba.
Yeah, that traditional folk dance, so energetic during festivals. Perhaps you'll carry a deeper understanding of this city's dual identity now, deeply rooted in heritage, but simultaneously pushing the boundaries of progress.
It really manages to be both.
And well, that leads us to a final thought for you to maybe ponder on. How does a city like Ahmedabad inspire us? How can we think about honoring our own histories, our own traditions, while also fully embracing the exciting possibilities of the future? It's quite a powerful lesson from a truly remarkable place. Thanks for diving deep with us today. Until next time, keep exploring.